Two New York plumbers, Mario and his brother Luigi, are teleported to the Mushroom Kingdom after a disastrous plumbing incident. Once there, Mario must rescue his brother and save the kingdom from the invading Bowser, who wants to seize control and marry Princess Peach. The Super Mario Bros. Movie is a faithful video game adaptation that captures the charm and magic of the video games, creating a fun, entertaining family movie that will appeal to longtime fans of the games and younger audiences alike. It is at its core a children's movie. That means there's a plethora of bright colours, a slimlined plot and little characterisation, but there's plenty there to laugh at, to glee at and to get excited about, making up for its genre-focused deficiencies. The animation for the movie, created by Illumination, is fantastic. There's a level of detail and depth unseen in other big animated movies. Whether it's the detail in a character's fabric clothes, or their mustache hairs, or posters and characters lurking in the background, a lot of care and attention has gone into making the movie visually striking and compelling. It would take multiple viewings to catch all the Easter eggs and references, primarily relating to Nintendo and Mario properties, but also others. Arguably, there are too many references and Easter eggs. Sometimes they can be a distraction, luring attention away from the characters in the story, but the limited character and story moments don't make this a major issue. The problem is that at times it seems like the background details are the only real depth in the movie. The story is the biggest problem though. The story is a very simplistic basic tale about an unlikely hero rising to take down a monstrous villain. The motivations are threadbare and straightforward. There aren't any real surprises in terms of the story or its structure, but some video game fans will get a kick out of certain references and pulls from the popular games, although many of them were spoiled in the trailers for the movie. As a children's movie, it works. It tells a tale that is simple to understand and grasp, with themes and messaging presented in a clear, concise way. It just means that older viewers might be left desiring more from the story. Plus, the movie lacks much in the way of emotional punch, with key moments of emotion failing to hit on the level they could have because of very quick and underexplored presentation. Not helping the story much is the pace of the movie. The movie is fast, with great editing and a breakneck progression of events. It makes for a very thrilling, exciting and entertaining time, but with little time left to linger on the characters or certain plot points, it means the movie is only really interested in the surface level elements. Luckily, the cast brings some depth and adds a lot to the characters. Chris Pratt is surprisingly good as Mario, avoiding the stereotypical Italian accent and instead opting for a more modern, believable Brooklyn accent for the character. He manages to make Mario a layered character thanks to an exploration of his family and relationships that is absent from the games. The same can be said of Luigi too, with Charlie Day doing a great job at differentiating Luigi's personality from his older brothers. Meanwhile, Anya Taylor-Joy makes Peach a confident, engaging Peach and a far more interesting and less stereotypical character in comparison to the video game counterpart. In many ways, these are the best depictions of these characters in terms of story and exploration of who they are, because the video games notoriously avoid these elements, for the most part. The rest of the cast are made up of famous voices, with only one coming across as an unusual choice, not in terms of casting, but in terms of direction. It's impressive that the voice cast manages to bring these characters to life without taking away from the video game versions. The Super Mario Bros. Movie is a fun time. It's a faithful adaptation of the video games, adding some depth and detail to the characters. Its animation is fantastic, with references and Easter eggs abundant. Not every joke works, not every action scene excels, but it never slows down, it never bores, and it may be the best video game movie to date. Sadly, the movie is let down by its simplistic, generic story and structure. As a children's movie, it works, making the issue less of a problem, but older viewers and those not familiar with the games might be left wanting more.